After 2 or 3 weeks of glorious scorching weather, the dark clouds are starting to move in now. We've got some quite heavy showers forecast for the next couple of days, so now's an ideal time to think about lifting the shallots. I didn't plant as many this year, and as a reward, the crop ain't as good, but not to worry. A guy who watches the channel, good guy Colin Stokes, has kindly sent me quite a few of his plants that I'll use for stock next year, and they're real crackers. Just finished top and tailing the shallots. I put them into this mushroom tray. I did have them in 5 actual seed trays, but I've got them down to this size now. Not as big as I hoped they would be, but at least I'll get me a good few jars of pickled onions from these. In this state now, I'm going to put them into the garden greenhouse, let them dry out properly, get some nice crispy skins, and then we'll take indoors and start the pickling process. It appears we may have been really fortunate getting the shallots up. After having 2 or 3 weeks of blistering hot weather, we got them out. In the last couple of days we've had some showers. Last night particularly was quite heavy, and it's soaked into the ground nicely. That's made clearing this up and removing the weeds very easy. So now I'm going to fill this rest of the bed with leeks. I've already got 2 rows in. I'm just preparing another 2 rows. This variety is called Leon. The onions are doing well and they'll be lifting quite soon, so I've been quite fortunate I didn't even net them, and touch wood, they seem to have escaped anything so far. But I think once I get all this bed of leeks in, do a bit of weeding, I will pop a net over here just for a bit of added security. The devastation you can see along the path here is where I've been hacking down the Crimson Crush tomatoes. The recent showers of rain we've had have really given these plants a boost. These Crimson Crush have gone absolutely wild. It wasn't until I've had a closer look now I've realised how much growth they have put on. You may recall late last year I had this 3 beds here as a cow manure dump. I deliberately covered that bed here with polythene to stop most of the seepage going through, because I knew I was going to be planting the parsnips. But these 2 beds here actually left the manure straight on top, and any rain what comes through has washed the nutrients into the soil, and it is most noticeable of how well the crops in here have actually done. So much so that these have got a bit out of hand now, so I'll need to tie them up. They've grew a few extra arms that I didn't want them to grow, but there's fruit growing on there now. Rather than cut them off, I'm just going to let them go. But I'll bring you in a bit closer just to show you really how good they have grown. As you can see, there's some decent sized stems there. And again, looking at that, that's got 2 or 3 arms, like similar size. In between here I've got beetroot, so I've got to be careful where I do tread. But it's hard to show you. That arm there is coming down. I'll pull it up. It's actually part of this one. And so there is 3. There's the fruits down there. The other thing I need to do is to get some air around the bottom of these, so I'll be trimming the foliage, especially up to the first truss. Will be quite a lot of that coming off, but main priority at the moment is to tie them up to some stake so that the weight of the fruits doesn't actually break the limbs off. So I've lashed 12 plants up in some kind of order, or more appropriately probably disorder in this case, but main objective there was to get them staked so that they didn't fly around in any high winds we have and break off the limbs. So with that done now, what I want to do is get the secateurs, remove the foliage from the bottom, definitely up to the first truss, and so we can get some light and more importantly airflow around them. I'm still fighting my way through the jungle, about 2/3 of the way through, but some decent trusses on so far, as you can see it there, and another nice bunch here. It's amazing how much light it's actually letting. The beetroot struggled a bit, it's gone a bit leggy, but it's still bulbing up, so hopefully we'll get a decent crop out of that. Anyway, I'm going to continue on. I think I've got about another 5 plants to go, and I'll show you when I've finished. All done, and this is the aftermath. I've just popped the secateurs on the top just to give you an idea scale wise of how much actually foliage has been removed. As you can see, it's quite a lot, but the plants have definitely benefited from it already. You can see the fruits have got some air around them, and hopefully we'll get a bit of sun in the next few days. As I say, it's quite a lot, quite drastic really. I bet Sweeney Todd couldn't have done a much better job than this. But I'll just keep an eye on them over the next few days, just in case they do get a bit upset of how much stuff's been removed, but I think they'll be okay. Besides using the traditional feeds on your tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, chilies, etc., it's well worth considering trying a foliar feed because the plants really do benefit from it. Now this thing I'm using here is called the flit sprayer. It's got 2 nozzles on. Both of them are independently adjustable so that you can tip them up and down, rotate them, and it's ideal for getting underneath the leaves and spraying the undersides like that. At the moment, this one here is a seaweed foliar feed, and I rotate these. I use a feed from DT Brown's called number 8, and the other one I use is a maxi crop, and I tend to rotate them so they get a good combination of each one. A lot of trace elements in these, and the good thing with these flit sprayers is that they screw onto a standard drinks bottle. This is a 2 litre one. And what I do, I actually got 3 or 4 of these with the different mixes in. I mix them up. When I've finished, I just unscrew the sprayer off, screw the cap on the bottle, and then I can pick another one up of a different type. And all I do before I use the bottle is give it a good shake to mix it up, straight in with the flit sprayer, and then we're off again. I'm back in the greenhouse now doing a bit of continuous sowing still. These are the lettuce. I've just sown a cell there. That's the oak leaf smile, the green one. And I've got the red one here called Navara. Remember to keep on sowing. About every fortnight I do mine. Notice there's 2 cells there left. That's for my little gem and also Lola Rosso. I'll do those in a week's time. So I've got a fortnight alternate sowings of each variety. Also in the back I've got some spring onion. There's a tray full there of white Lisbon, not done yet, and also my favourite ramrod. So I'll just carry on with these. Last night we had a rainstorm to beat all rainstorms, and it's been continuous for most of the day. Not complaining. I go on to the allotment first thing every morning really to open the greenhouse up, and I open a few others on the site as well for other people who can't get down. And I don't know whether it's psychological or what, but I've just been over to the greenhouse again, and I seem to think that I can see that the plants have grown today. It's, I don't know whether it's psychological or what, but there's something we cannot replicate that the rain can do, and the plants really love it. Right, I'm going to crack on, continue sowing these. So these are the onions. That's about it for this one. I've really got to get down to harvest the first bucket of shallots. Them are bursting to be done, and also there's broccoli in danger of going over. So I'll be doing those. If it don't rain anymore today, I might do them today. If not, they'll be definitely in the next video. So many thanks for watching. Hope to see you soon. All the best. Bye for now.